Hello, beautiful. If no one told you that you are beautiful today, let me be the first to tell you so. You are listening to Estrogen Chronicles, Her Plate, Her Power. I'm your host, functional nutritionist Gail Thorpe. So I want you to go ahead and grab your pen and your paper and your tea or coffee, and let's get into it. Hello, guys. I'm excited to have you join me again for another one of our awesome podcasts as we focus on how we can take back our plate because the power is in your plate and get healthy. Well, today we're going to talk about something that we have all experienced and women especially struggle with, and that is fatigue. Overwhelmingly, tiredness that just doesn't seem to go away no matter what you do or how much sleep you get. You still are feeling fatigue. I know we all can relate to that. I know I can relate to that. There's been many times at points of my life where that has happened. Okay? So we're going to talk a little bit about it and some of the things that we can do to help it along. What can cause fatigue? Well, definitely our lifestyle. Okay, so if we are not checking on things like iron deficiency or anemia, especially when we have heavy periods, if we are deficient in vitamins like B12, D, or magnesium, if we're going through hormonal shifts, especially during our time of PMS or if we're perimenopause, poor sleep, high stress, which often pretty much go hand in hand. And that, let's not forget about the diet. Too much sugar, caffeine, or skipping meals can actually cause your body to crash and you lose your energy and you become fatigued. So some of the things that you want to watch out for, you definitely want to watch out for when you're feeling tired, even after a full night's sleep. I know a lot of us can relate to that because you get your sleep, and you wake up and you still are feeling fatigued. You still feel like you can go back to sleep another 8 or maybe even 10 hours maybe. You're struggling to focus or think clearly. Just saying hello sometimes, it takes a lot of energy to do that, and you have brain fog. You feel moody, low, or just off. You ever just feel off sometimes? Okay? Your body just feels heavy, or your workouts leave you drained. Your workouts are not supposed to leave you drained. It's supposed to leave you energized, or maybe even relaxed. You crave sugar. You're craving caffeine just to function every single day. We shouldn't be craving those things because too much of that is not good for us. Well, that definitely can be signs that you are needing to get your body right because you're dealing with fatigue. Now, let's talk a little bit about some of the things that can help fuel our bodies as we talk about, having the power of our plate. We want to try to aim to have protein in every meal. So that can include eggs, chicken, tofu, Greek yogurt. We want to definitely include healthy fats like avocado, nuts, or olive oil. We want iron-rich foods. So leafy greens, lentils, beef, pumpkin seeds. We want to have B vitamin powerhouses like spinach and eggs and whole grains. So we also want to focus in on magnesium-rich snacks like almonds and dark chocolate. Now sometimes, of course, food is not an option. Well, what I mean by that is sometimes you're busy so much and you're working. You might even have 2 jobs and you might not be able to sit down and have a really good meal that I just mentioned. So supplements at that point will be needed. We would definitely want to look for good quality supplements. I can help you with that if you ever have any questions about those things. But you want to do vitamin B12. Okay? especially if you're a vegan or you're definitely always feeling tired. You want to talk to your doctor about getting your iron checked, okay? Because if we have heavy periods, that can cause us to lose a lot of iron in our body, which causes us to be fatigued. We also want to look at vitamin D, okay? That's essential for mood and energy, especially during the wintertime, because we can get the natural vitamin D during the summer. We also want to take a look at magnesium, okay, which is great for sleep and stress. We want to also take a look at some types of adaptogens, like ashwagandha, maca, okay? This gently supports your stress response, which will ultimately help your fatigue. So what can we do as far as movement? Because we're fatigued. So the object of it is not to feel that we want to go back to bed and sleep another 10 hours. We want to make sure that we create a balance in our lives. So some of the things that we can do to help us to rebuild our energy, we can take brisk walks outdoors for about 15 minutes. That actually helps. Yoga or Pilates, that actually helps to support our hormones and flexibility. And as we age, we definitely want to be able to be flexible. We want to do strength training, like at least 2 to 3 times a week, which helps to build stamina. Okay? And if you're really low on energy, stretching stretching and getting some rest and stretching and getting a little bit of rest, it's okay too. Your body will thank you. Okay? Because you want to move for sure. That's important. So, what have we learned? We have learned that fatigue is not a good feeling. It's not something that we want to have. And it's something that we all get at some point of our lives. Fatigue is also something that can signify some type of underlying condition that's happening too. So you want to definitely aim for getting tested. A test that I definitely would recommend is a micronutrient test. That's one of the testings. There's a few. But a micronutrient test is something that I actually do. And it can actually test to see, all of the minerals, all of the vitamins and amino acids that you're missing. Because amino acids help to build up our body. It's the building block of our body. So if we don't know where we are, how can we start? How can we start on a program to combat the fatigue? So there are certain testings that I definitely would do to help you so we can see what's going on. Is this something that you're deficient in? Is this causing a fatigue? Or do we have to look a little bit further? That's what functional nutritionists do. And that's what I do. I'm like a detective for your health. Always remember that. We know that we can take back the power of our plate in helping us with fatigue. Like I said, there is absolutely nothing out there, no matter what the condition is, that there's some type of nutrition that can help to combat that. And fatigue is just like anything else that can help us as well. Now, you know that I like to leave you with a gift. If you've been listening to the last couple of podcasts that I've had, and I'm so happy because this is new launching. I like to give a little gift, which is recipes or something else maybe. But you have to keep watching to see what that is. I feel that it's a good time to not just talk about women's health, but I also want to leave you with a recipe so that you can begin the process of feeling better. So this is going to be our smoothie or energy smoothie, okay? And this is going to help to fuel you. Start your day off with this, and you're going to find that you are going to feel great as long as you follow the other things as well too. So you want to start with a handful of spinach. Remember, I talked about spinach is part of the plate, taking back the plate. It is great for us to start with that. A half frozen banana, 1 scoop of vanilla protein powder, Okay. 1 tablespoon of chia seeds and 1 tablespoon of almond butter, a half cup of frozen blueberries, and 1 cup of unsweetened almond or oat milk. Okay. Now, you can also include 1 teaspoon of maca to help with a natural boost. If you remember a few moments ago, I mentioned maca is very good in helping to combat stress and also to create energy. Okay. Now you want to blend it up and you want to sip your way to better energy. Now, fatigue isn't something you just have to live with. Your body is wise and is always trying to tell you, what it needs. With the right support, nutrition, and a bit of self-kindness, you can go from being fatigued to flourish. I want to thank you guys for tuning in today and for tuning in so far every time I come on. Be sure to like this podcast and share this podcast because I don't want to, create too long of a podcast. I just want to be able to get right to the point so that you can have an easy listen to and something easy for you to follow. Okay? And always remember, I wonder if you guys remember how I end my show. Any guests out there? I like to have a little fun. But wellness is not just a journey, it's a lifestyle. And if you guys need further information on how you can combat stress, fatigue, menstruation problems, or anything like that, you definitely want to check out my website at www.nutritionudesign.com. I'm here for you. I'm going to stay here for you and for our health. Because together, we're going to have the power of our plate. We're going to fight back and get our health in order. Thanks again for tuning in today. I hope you have a great rest of your day, guys. Until next time, talk to you soon.